you're behind the center of gravity if you're too far back.
Exactly. So if I still can't get it quite right, or some days I get it right, some days I overguess. So if it doesn't look right to you, that might be a reason.
Okay, you want to just get close to the camera, parallel, so I can see how far back it is at the moment?
Surely.
You want to follow his scapula up with your fingers and then put the saddle like 2 fingers behind the scapula.
And I think that's where I am, but I will tell you also, it just seems to shift.
Well, it also, that doesn't surprise me because you said he lost a lot of weight.
Right.
So if it is a little bit wide on him right now, you may need to put like a little half pad or something underneath to take up a little bit of the space until he's regained some of his top line and weight. It does not look too far back to me right now.
Okay.
You can also, like, if the girth looks like the billet's hanging straight down and the girth is straight down, which it is at the moment, you don't want it. You know how right between his front legs is his sternum, and then there's like this little hollow area where the girth should lie, and then his belly starts to drop down and then goes back towards his flank. You definitely don't want the girth back where the belly starts to drop down and then curve back up again. It's got to be in that place right behind the middle of his sternum bone, because that's where his ribs attach.
Huh? What are you saying? Are you talking about down here?
Yeah, way down there.
Okay, and so it dips in right behind the leg, and then it starts flaring back.
Right, you don't want that girth anywhere on the flare back. Oh, it looks okay to me right here.
Okay, yeah, and I do have a ergonomic girth, you know, a shoulder relief.
Mm-hmm.
So it curves a little. I don't know if you can tell that from the side view.
It's a little dark for me to see it right there, but you may just solve your problems by putting a little half pad underneath the saddle.
I think that's a great idea because I think the saddle still feels like it fits correctly, but there's no way with the amount of weight he lost it fits the same.
No.
So I'll look. I've got a bunch of pads. I'll look at that.
It's a pretty common problem.
Yeah.
Half of my cabinets are full of half pads and shims.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of those, and then I also just have my saddle shitter. Also, just gives me random pieces of felt.
Mm-hmm.
When a pad just isn't right, you know, the full length of a pad.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so we warmed up for about 10 minutes.
Okay.
So, it's a cool morning. He feels very forward.
Looks good. Your leg is hanging in the right place. Your shoulders are over your hips. Try to relax your shoulder blade down. You're in the right place. You just got to be a little more liquid. Shorten your rein a little bit again. Okay, he's got a cough.
Doing this yesterday. Taking heavy rain out of me.
Keep your posting big and clean. Bending your elbows. Carry your own forearm so you don't give him things to lean on. Good. And shorten your rein when he gets shorter, and put your hands back in front of the shoulder again. You need to think about that left hind leg as you come off your half curve onto the long side. Push it out so he doesn't lead into the turn with his haunches. Good. Keep his balance up there, light fingers. Relax your back and spine. You're in the right place, but you look a little forced, a little stiff. There you go. Left hind right here. That was better. You'll see that on the video. That's right. You've got to ask for engagement. Good. Good. Try to think about your hip a little bit is out behind you. Your bum's out behind you a little bit with a little too much arch to your lower back. Just think of bringing your shoulder back and do a little pelvic tilt at the top of your post. Open your pelvis. Let your belly button and your back move in the posting motion. Good. Now shorten the rein and be light again. So you don't think that he needs to cough there?
That felt like he's just pulling the reins out with all his might.
Yeah, you don't think he needs to cough?
We already coughed. We only coughed again.
Okay.
I mean, I can see. He just wants to
stretch, quite frankly.
Okay, I'll let him stretch a second. Good. Let his muscles get some more oxygen in him when he stretches. I mean, it's if he's keeping tempo and he's staying in lightly both reins, even though he's stretching, it's not a bad thing. You're correct that he shouldn't dictate that, but to me it looked like he needed space or he needed a cough or he needed something. So we'll just let him see if he can work that out a little bit. Good. He looks good though. He's nice and sound, huh?
Yeah.
Good. All right, then just come back to the walk and then pick up your reins again. Move his hind leg a little bit sideways as you shorten the rein and ask him for a little bend and into the outside rein. Yeah, that's plenty. Let your elbows bounce down. Good. Now, no faster. Shorten the rein again. Bend and release. Shorten. Now, just don't. You're not going to correct that by yanking on the bridle. You're going to correct that by bending and moving him a little bit sideways into the outside rein. Yep, and try not to raise your right hand. Good. And then soften. So when he gives it to you, soften back. No faster. Regulate your posting motion. That's better. Think about his jaw a little bit. That's in your fingers. Good. Take your weight to the outside. Yeah. Now, if he gets too quick, don't hang on it. Half vault and release. Shoulders open and back and release. Move him sideways if he's running through the half vault. But move the bit like you're making it slippery in his mouth. Just in your fingers. You won't even see his head move. You'll just be moving the bit nice softly across the bar. Good. That's nice. Now carry your own hands. Don't hang on it. Tell him your responsibility to stay here while I do this or I do that. Good. That's better. Left hind over to the right elbow and rein. Maybe a little closure pump with the right hand and then soften. That was a good half vault. That's right. Now it's not too heavy. And if he gets heavy, which is not, a big deal, it happens, you're going to be quick about moving your joints in your shoulder, elbow, wrist, and fingers so that you don't give him something to want to lean on. He can only be as heavy as you give him resistance. That's nice. Good right hind. Good. That's pretty. Good, Karen. Just think about the right eyeball. Can you see his right eye? Remember the difference between flexion and bend. Bend is in the neck. Flexion is in the pole. Good. That's good push off the ground. Make your posting, regulate the trot. You post to what you want, not to what he gives you if it's not what you want. Good. Good. Very nice.
Over.
Yep. Don't raise the right hand more than that. Remember, you have a wrist that can fold or turn or chew. Yeah. Okay. And give. And give. Good. Good. Sit up. Sit open. Well done. It's a good correction. Now, you should have done the same thing in the corner after you've done well on getting him off your right leg on the long side. Every opportunity, bend plus sideways. That's plenty. That's plenty. Let go of it. That's plenty. Now do that in the corner. Do the same thing in the corner. Yes. There. Look how square and nice that was. Do that in the corner. Correct. And then you already straightened him because you prepared it. See, that's beautiful shoulder 4. Right hind leg is right between the two front feet. Yeah, so don't just cruise through the turn because the end of the railing is there. Ride the corner. That's super. Ride the corner. No matter whether you are actually in the corner or you turn early, that's plenty. That's shoulder in. That's right. And give right. Don't let him pull you forward from your shoulder and back of your elbow when you post. Yeah. Let your belly move. Very good. Good. Very nice.
Thank you. Yeah, that's our hard
Yeah.
direction.
That's your hard leg.
Too.
Mm-hmm. But you did a good job on the long side, getting him off your right leg and moving that inside hind leg to the middle of his body. But then you got to use the same element of the body, your body position, coming into the corner. And if you do that, and then you can soften the rein in the apex of the corner, in the depth of the corner, that's even better, because if you prepare it and then you're in the depth of the corner and you can soften your inner rein, 1, as a test to see if he stays there where you left him, and 2, as a reward, then you're developing also self-carriage.
Okay, I wasn't letting go at the apex.
Well, you wouldn't be able to if you don't prepare the corner, if you don't ride the corner.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Because if you don't prepare the corner, he's not being disobedient to push his hips to the inside. He's just doing what's easier. Like, you probably brush your teeth with your right hand in the morning. Unless somebody tells you have to use your left hand, you're not going to.
I'm left-handed, but I get your point.
I knew that. I forgot that.
I know you know that. Okay. So I realized I need goals. So my goal with I want to be able to ride a 3rd level test at my home. You know what I mean? And we were working on the pieces when we put him away last year. We were working on half and
the steps
the
that
steps that need to fly and change.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay, so can you be more clear about the test? I mean, I think you said you're gonna just do it at home.
But I would like, well, because he doesn't travel, I would never be able to take him to a schooling show.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like to be able to ride it at home in my arena like we're at a show.
Okay. All right.
So that's what I mean. But he can't travel.
Okay. So let me just preface that with you should not be asking him to be in a collected enough balance of third level. He won't hold up to it. But that doesn't mean you can't do and learn the pattern and the figures of third level, because he can do all the movements. But I don't think he should be asked to collect as much as a horse show third level would require. So you can meet your goals by doing the length mediums, by doing the different walks, by doing the half pass, by doing the shoulder in, but it would be more in a second-ish level balance than what a real third level balance would require.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
Okay. So let me just have a look at his canter today. Okay, you'll walk again, and that will not be his decision. Good. Shorten the reins so you don't end up with your hand down behind your thigh. That was much better. And you don't just be happy that he wants to go forward. I am happy that he wants to go forward, but he doesn't get to just decide to trot and then you decide to shorten the reins. Okay, so no more neck bend this way, right? Because he's already plenty supple to the left. And when his neck is that bent and his head is to the left of the center of his body, he can't travel forward. He can't move his front leg, which is why he's telling you right there, hey, I don't need to have that much bend. Okay, so prepare the trot. Don't think about the canter. Think about how do I have him in my right rein? I'm going to need my right rein half halt to ask for the change of pace between the trot and the canter. Better. Outside rounding rein, maybe even an outside flexion. Sit behind. Good. Just do a little pelvic tilt. Bring your back of your tailbone down, your front of your there. Now that was a nice flexion, right? And you made him straighter. Good. So you gotta have to bring your shoulder back behind and sit behind your knees a little bit. There you go. And ask him to bring his hind legs closer to your elbow. So you've got to keep your elbow, there you go, plugged into your hip and close your leg and ask him to come more under. Good. Good. And then back to trot. Yep, good. Very nice. Good. So you can definitely have him a little bit more underneath than that, but that's sort of a good example of why I don't think he can do the third level balance that you would need at a horse show, okay? But that doesn't mean you can't do some of these movements, so I think you can certainly meet your goals. Now, before you ask for the right lead, you're going to make sure he's in the left rein, that the right rein has been prepared and suppled and soft. And when you sit, don't let him run through your hips. Think about your elbow-hip connection. Right leg on, left rein, half halt. Try not to pull back with the right rein. Good. Now you're going to need to supple him a little bit to the right this direction. Still the same horse. Left hand down and following. it a bend. Yep, and then lean back as you give. Forward as you give. There. That's more engaged. Now the right hind leg is coming under. So you're going to feel, actually, that has better balance and engagement once you had the right hind leg under him, and once you had a little bit more supple, that canter felt more clean and less bumpy than the left lead. Good. All right, so let's work a little bit on the walk and adjusting the walk steps, because that's going to be critical for you to do walk canter, which is required in third level, as well as canter walk. So going from walk to canter is a collected movement because you're skipping a gait. All right? So the reason it's important to be able to adjust the length of stride in the walk is that if he's taking the biggest walk step he can, like a free walk or an extended walk, the hind leg is out behind them more in that size of a stride. Use your right rein and tell him to walk with your seat. You have to sit back when this happens and close your leg to ask him to go sideways. And which rein is your speed control rein? Your outside rein, and shoulder and seat, okay? So I can appreciate that you're turning, but you're correcting the jig with the inside rein when you turn. You can bend him, but you've got to be bending him to enhance the use of the outside speed control rein.
Okay, that makes sense.
Don't follow that. Yeah, good. Now bend him left and push his butt to the right. That's right. Now sit back and put your right elbow at your hip. Good. Okay, so I first just want you to show me your thought about what a medium walk is.
This happened yesterday.
So you're going to lower your tailbone, relax your shoulders, keep a feel of a heavy rope in your arms. That's it. And you've got to follow, even though you might have a bunch of weight. Sit back there. You see when, yeah, that's right. Hold your stomach still. That was a better correction. Then hold your stomach still. Down heels, down hip. Left hind leg to the right. Bend him right. Left. Bend him left. And now follow. You did it. Right. Now just your fall. There. Good. Okay. Can you just let the rein out for a minute? Because I think we need to talk about what are the different walks before you try and find them. Okay, tell me what the different walks are.
Okay, so free walk is no contact. He's just stretching to the full length of his stride, and his body is stretched out. And then there's...
How much overtrack should he have in a free walk?
With him, he can do easily 6 inches.
Okay.
He's got a very big stride.
Okay.
So,
And then
when you
start gathering up the reins to
can't remember what
the longest walk is with connection.
Extended.
Extended walk. He's still stretching pretty much the same longest frame, but now I've got connection to his mouth.
Yes, and a little bit of arc. He should be on the bit.
So working walk. So then
Well, there isn't a working walk anymore. It's called medium walk, which you have.
Okay, so
You have.
in the medium. I'm sorry.
You have medium walk right now.
Yeah, so
medium walk is you take up
more
contact with the rein. The body gets shorter,
and
consequently the hind leg probably over track. Again, with him, it could be just like maybe an inch over track or in the footprint.
Okay, so the medium walk should have more than that of over track. Should have 3 to 5 inches or so.
Okay.
The collected walk does not have much, or if any, over track. Okay. So the thing about the reason why we're discussing this is that you have to be able to regulate the footfall and the size of the stride. Okay. So from this walk, which I'm going to call a medium walk because he's on the contact, he's on the bit, he could be a tiny bit rounder, but this is a medium walk and he's over tracking, I'd say 3 or 4 inches. Okay. I want you to make it smaller and shorter by restricting but not stopping the amount of movement your seat and elbows and arms are doing. You're going to say to him, shorten the stride, shorten the size of the steps and the stride so that you have 0 or limited over track, which will create more lift. That's right. That's right. That's right. Very good. Now, if you look at this walk and you look at, now release your seat and go back to medium walk. Don't push for trot. Elbows at your side. I want you to take note about where the hind foot leaves the ground. Where is it in accordance to like the top of his tail head, for example? Okay. In the bigger walks, the hind leg stays on the ground longer. There's a bigger triangle, and the hind leg, like right now, the hind leg is out behind him, and not in a bad way, but it's just a bigger, longer walk. But when you go to canter from the walk, you don't want that outside hind leg way back there, because you have to ask him to canter and you would like the canter to be uphill and balanced as well. Okay, so you're going to finish this half loop in medium walk, and then when you're on the next profile to the camera, I want you to show the collected walk again, because it's from the collected walk that you will be asking for the canter. So you can start to think about the collection now. You sit up a little more, you drop your hip a little more, you restrict the movement of your seat and elbow equally a little more, and you make smaller steps, yeah, that's okay. But when he does that, don't give up your body, and lean forward. I know he saw something. You have to stay in your space. But flex him a little left, shorten the rein. The body, because it's called collected walk, is also shorter and more uphill and more engaged. So any opportunity that you can do, like sending his left hind leg sideways, will help you with shortening him and engaging him. And remember, if that hind leg is going sideways, that was great. It's not going forward. And our goal when we ask for more collection is to have it not go more forward. We have it coming more under but not over the ground. Okay, so you'll be able to see really clearly here that these are more deliberate, smaller steps. You feel that?
Yeah.
Okay. So that walk there, after you might have done a couple of preparatory rounding right rein half halts, is the walk that you can ask for the canter from. So you can give that a try. Well done. Now keep your right shoulder back and down. Now see how much more balanced this canter is than your first canter. I'm not saying this has to be your first canter, because I do like to go trot to canter for warming up. But you have to know, and you have to be clear about what you're asking for. Very good. Right leg on, a little off, on and off. Good. Push up the left leg now into the right rein and quicken your seat. Don't let him get labored. Use your seat. There. Good. And now you can go straight. You're going to try not to. That's okay. That's all right. Now bring it back. Shorten the rein. Back to collected walk. Shorten and sit down behind your knees. Restrict the movement without stopping. And yeah. That's okay. Good. On the bit. Right rein rounder. Left hind leg pushing into the right rounding rein. Very good. Outside elbow down by your hip. Good. Now think about going straight without getting longer. Sit your knees, left leg on into the corner. Soften in the apex of the corner. Sit back, tuck your tailbone down. Good job. Apex and straight. That's plenty of flexion. No more. No more. Right rein. No more. Yes, there. That's it. Good. Good. And now we'll think about coming back to the walk. So you're going to count down 5 and 4, okay? If you don't count down at least 4 or 5 strides, you don't have enough half halts to collect, walk. Or think, I'm cantering, littler, walk.
Okay, we can do that again.
So think about if you want to make the canter, let's say the canter is 10 miles an hour. Let's say the walk is 6 miles an hour. If he's going to have a clean, easy transition, you have to make the canter 6 miles an hour before you walk. Otherwise, he's going to fall on his forehand and trot. Good. So you count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. Better. You almost had it. Your count is slow, though. I'm giving you a lot of homework. You're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that's not helping you in the timing of your downward transition. When should you be asking for the downward transition in the canter stride?
When the mane is up.
And that is beat what?
Beat 1. I don't know.
Yeah.
Beat 1 is the front leg is off the ground.
Beat 1, yes, the front leg is off the ground. It's the outside hind leg is on the ground.
Okay.
Beat 2 is the diagonal pair when his head and neck and mane comes up. Beat 3 is when the inside front leg and his head and neck and mane goes down. So if you were to count instead of 1, 2, 3, which is you're counting the downbeat right there, I would say, well, I like to go backwards, but you can go forwards. But I like to go 4 and 3 and 2 and 1 and walk.
Okay, I like that.
Because when you say the word and, that is beat 2. That is when you think up to walk, because his head and neck is naturally, coming up. If you say walk on the downbeat when he's 1,200 pounds are naturally going forward and down, the only thing you will accomplish is heaviness.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Okay, so before you try another, you're going to canter and count for me without doing it, so I make sure you have the count correct. Good. And good. Don't lean forward. I'm going to say it first. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1 and walk. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1 and walk. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1 and walk. 4, 3, 2, 1, walk. Right. 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't forget to say the word and. Because you're going to be giving the aid to walk on and.
The half halt?
The half halt?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Damn it. Come on here. I know. Like I was just jumping in the canter and you half halted too strong, Mama. Finally.
Just turn left then. Who cares? And 3 and 2 and 1 and walk. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1 and walk. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1 half halt. Good, that was better. Long rein. Okay, so that was the closest I've seen him do to going from canter to walk with no trot steps. He had like 2 small half trot steps, but he didn't pull down. Right? So you don't have to start. What you should first do is get really confident in the timing of that before you reapply it.
Okay.
Both directions, and think about when you're cantering and you're saying and 3 and 2 and 1 and walk. Your outside rein should be going on off and walk. Okay? Makes sense?
Well, it makes perfect sense. We've done this before.
Yep.
It's just been a while.
Yeah. Well, it's a very good segue to many things like half pass and flying changes, because your flying changes come in that exact tempo of and change. This is how you count to a flying change. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1 and change. And the timing of your half halt and the timing of the swing of your legs comes exactly at that same moment as the timing of the transition.
Makes perfect sense.
Good.